Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An Rh negative mother carrying an Rh positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every Rh negative pregnancy.
Hello and welcome to the Outside View presented by Women's Crick Zone and brought to you by BSV, Puma, Food and Wellness, MRI Hospitals and NPL Sports Foundation. So this says when you choose hope, everything is possible, and probably South Africa and England believed in it. South Africa quite a few games but never gave up. England had a not a very good start to their campaign but knew how to get on the way and into the semi-finals now. So to discuss the semi-final two match between South Africa and England, I have alongside me Dane and Britney. Welcome both of you. So the news from the middle is that Sunelise has won the toss and she's elected to bowl first. Britney, I heard you say something about the toss in the pre-show. Your thoughts?
Yes, I said that whoever win the toss will win the game.
Yeah. And the game that South Africa played against India, Dane, they chased down the total, the big total there. Probably a game that they needed to boost their confidence ahead of the semis.
Yes, I think the fact that they chased down such a huge total, and the fact that they had the idea that they will be playing the semi-final at this ground is plenty confidence going forward into the team. That game against India, you see such a all-round effort from every member of the South African team.
And of course, England silently coming in from there did not have a good outing in the first three games and knew that the next four games are going to be must win for them. And they won it all to make their way into the semi-finals, Dane.
Yeah, again, you spot on by quietly going about their work, have they not? Everybody wrote them off after the first three losses and said, "Oh well, they're not going to make the semis," myself included. And everybody was going on about West Indies, South Africa, Australia, obviously, and nobody has been noticing what England has been doing silently at that World Cup. And they, again, as I mentioned in the previous shows, that they qualified at number 3, not even like just slid in, like they qualified at number 3 position. So well done to them to turn it around. That's why they're defending champions, in my opinion. It's definitely not going to be a walk in the park, but I'm agreeing with Britney there that the toss was very important, and I think it's Sinead's first one, and yeah, this feels like it's fate.
And if we talk about how the two teams are entering into this contest, Britney, who do you think is a little bit under more pressure? Because in the presser, Heather Knight said that it's a knockout game for us, I know, but we've been playing knockout games since the last 4 games.
Yes, for me, it will be again England being under pressure. They are defending champions. A lot lies on them to a lot of people looking for them to be in the finals. But as you rightfully said, Helen, I said it's not going to be an easy game for them because you look at the quality of cricket South Africa has been playing, and it just seems like England is now starting to peak at the right time, so it's going to be a real interesting contest.
Definitely, and it is going to be important encounter for Sunelise and Lizelle out there. Also, they're playing their 100th one-day international game, a special moment for them, playing it in the semi-finals in a must-win game, an important game for the side as well. And of course, we'll get to South Africa's bowling now. We're going to see them take the charge with the ball first. And a word on Shabnim Ismail first. We know that the pace trio out there of Marizan Kaap, Shabnim Ismail, and Ayabonga Khaka have been the center of the team's win in most matches. And in the game against India, we saw that she initially leaked a lot of runs, but just knew when to come back and how important will be her role today, Dani.
Yeah, she's been leading the attack. She's always taken the first over. She's been leading from the front when it comes to that, and she's been incredible. I had some conversations with her after that game, and I just said to her that shows her experience, it shows her class, and how good she is. It's not easy to come back. And I said to her, in my opinion, that was a match-winning spell. That was the difference between India getting 275 and probably 300. So that was very good. And I'm glad for her because that's confidence. It brings confidence in this semi-final, and certainly England's a very good, batting lineup. They're a bit more used to the bouncy moving conditions, I guess. So it's going to be a tough task, but they've been quite successful against England in the past, and hopefully today again she can lead the pack, and the rest can follow.
The rest can follow, and the other player who would be high on confidence, Britney, would be Marizan Kapp. In the group stage match, she registered her fifer against England, of course, and then she's also the highest wicket taker for South Africa against England. And her contributions have been so important for the side. If you look back at the campaign, and definitely today, if we see Tammy Bowman's average against South Africa is 60 plus, she hasn't looked very best at her absolute best in the last few games, but today she knows that it's going to be important, and that's where Marizan Cup is going to play a very important role for the side.
Yeah, Tammy understand how important she is on top for England. The fact that England top order haven't been given them the start that they want to. I know she's been the one to to sustain and try to build a partnership with the rest of the middle order. And as you rightfully said, I know Cap have really good experience against England top order. The fact that she's playing a lot of even franchise cricket against them. She know these players, and as she said, that 5 wickets she got against them in the three other games is that it just shows that how experienced she is, and that fact that she's bringing her knowledge into each game to both the specific batters.
Definitely. Let's just have a look at the playing 11 that we're going to see today, lock horns with each other. Of course, South Africa are unchanged there. And for England, we see Anya Shrubsole coming in for Freya Davis. Freya Davis looked good in the last game. She picked up 2 wickets, but experience is important. And England have got Anya Shrubsole back in the setup. Of course, now next coming to the bowling, continuing the talk about South Africa's bowling, Dane. We know that the pace attack is really strong, but do you think there are concerns over spin? Considering that the conditions here at Christchurch have helped the spinners, and if we talk about the frontline spinners in the South African squad, do you think England is not going to get enough of spin today?
Yeah, look, we have spoken about it in depth. If you look at Masabata class also coming in, that's 4 pace bowlers, and then you've got Chloe Tryon that hasn't been that bad. She's bowling actually really good spells and picking up a couple of wickets. I feel like she's slowly but surely got into the tournament with her left arm spin. So yeah, and obviously I would like to see Sune bowl a bit more. I have said that in the past. She might be a bit low on confidence, but when she gets it right, she's difficult to play. So yeah, I'd like to see her come in it a little bit more. I don't know if it's a fresh wicket or not. So if it's a fresh wicket, the pace bowlers would probably obviously naturally be better suited because it might not take as much spin. So, but again, Masabata Class has been doing a great job. Again, also one of those unnoticed bowlers that's been going really well, picking up a couple of wickets at a very good economy rate. So yeah, she hasn't gone bad, and yeah, certainly today, if it's a fresh wicket, all of those bowlers are going to come to the fore.
Do you agree to that, Brittany? Do you agree to that,
Yeah.
Brittany? Yeah.
It right now is the best pace bowlers against his best spinners in the world right now. England
Yeah.
top wicket takers have been spinners. South Africa top wicket takers have been pacers. And um, looking at the record for the last 3 games that played at this ground, it was even 17 wickets each to from the 3 games to spinners and pacers. So it's going to be who bowl the right line and length going forward, because for me it just seems so balanced. We saw that and yeah, and Brown haven't been as effective as they want to in the opening partnership. And also we see Kate Cross did come into the competition with really, really good form, but she haven't really delivered for England as yet. But rightfully, as Dan is saying, South Africa have one of the best seam attack in the world right now. And you can look at the stats that where the wickets are showing that. Also you look at the economy rate, so it's going to be the best pace bowlers, I guess, well, the best spinners in the competition in terms of Eckerson and Dean.
Definitely, and that should be a threat to England's openers as well, because we haven't seen them stitch in good partnerships out there and provide solid start to the team in the tournament so far. They've performed in patches there, but today it would be important, as I said, that Tammy Bowman averages 60 plus against South Africa, and that's something that she would want to have in her mind, and then go with that approach to face the pace trio of South Africa, because they have been exceptional in the side, but. How do you see England's openers approaching the game today, Dane? Because it is very important for the side to come in there and stitch in partnership. Because considering the pace attack that South Africa has, they have been more often than not they've been able to get early breakthroughs.
Yeah, look, the opening 10 is going to be very important for England. They're going to have to really dig in and put up a really good performance. The South African team is at the moment a very confident team, and by the fact that they're bowling first as well, I think South Africa is confident chasing. So I think England should go out there and try and get as many as they can. If they can push the envelope to 250, give them something to bowl to. It is a crunch match, so runs on the board, Britney, runs on the board, no matter how much it is, it's still pressure for the other team to go get it. But I do think that they're going to have to push it and try and get the 250 plus and give them something to bowl to, and that's why that opening partnership and Tammy Beaumont especially, it's going to be very key for them. Losing quick early wickets against South Africa is always dangerous. When those pace bowlers' tails are up, it's a different monster all on its own. So I think just trying to figure out what they want and who they're going to take on, in that bowling lineup and where they want to go.
And of course, as you said, they would need to target their batters. And knowing the fact that South Africa have already chased 250 plus against India, Britney, that would be something that the team management or England would have planned to get like 200, 250 plus score on the board, because they know that South Africa have chased it down, and the batting, especially Laura Wolfart, has been in a good form as well. So in that sense, England would be a bit under pressure, considering that they can't lose early wickets, and that might go in favor of South Africa.
You rightfully said that South Africa chased down 250 plus runs, and it was against India they have a decent spin attack, and you're going to go against a team that's like England, who's very, very dependent on their spinners to deliver in this game. England will need a really, really good start. Anything less than 250 on such is going to be very hard for England to defend, as Dan is saying.
Yeah, of course, and it would be interesting to see how the batting unit of England approaches this game. But we also know that Heather Knight has also performed well against South Africa, and considering that the middle order, we've seen them come in patches and perform for the side. Of course, Sophia Dunkley played a good role there. Nat Siver also chipped in some runs for the team throughout this tournament. But being the captain of the side, leading from front, how much of a responsibility, how much of a role would be that, and how much of a crucial role would Heather Knight will have to play in today's game, Dane? Because we know that if it comes to something like South Africa is getting early wickets there, Heather Knight is the name that you would want to see stay firm on the pitch and hold the fort of the side.
Yeah, especially when she comes in to bat. That's the most important thing. She, as you mentioned, she holds the middle order, intact, and it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive on her shoulders, but she's proven, many times that she's up for the challenge as a captain. She loves leading from the front, especially in these matches, in these scrunch matches. So yeah, she's going to be very important. But as well as you mentioned, Natseva, she. I think she's probably one of the most talented cricketers out, at that World Cup, in my opinion, especially all-rounder, great fielder and a really good batter. Explosive, she can go from 0 to 100 in in no time. So I think she's going to be massive for them as well. So yeah, look, it's going to be a great game. I'm excited to watch. I think Britney hit the nail on the head. Pace versus spin, and then two very good batting attacks. So I know I'm going to get 3 heart attacks again because we're chasing. So not looking forward to that. I'm not gonna lie, especially not at 2:30 a.m. or 3 a.m. and being up. The heart can't take any more close games. So I'm hoping that they make it a quick one rather than a close one again.
Definitely, and it would be very important for England's middle order and for Heather Knight to come in and get those quick runs. If in but the openers are openers walk back to the pavilion, the South African pace unit, and as you both rightly mentioned, that it would be pace versus spin, an interesting contest to look out for. But as entirely as a batting unit, we've talked about the individual performances, like right from Tammy Bowman to Heather Knight to some contributions that have come from Nat Silver and Sophia Dunkley as well. But how do you see the entire batting unit coming together? What talks do you think, Brittany, the think tank or the management would have had? Because we saw that England weren't at their absolute best with the ball, but eventually we've seen get them their rhythm back with Charlie Dean and Sophie Eccleston coming in and making those important contributions with the ball. But it's an important game. It's a semi-final, and you are playing to meet Australia at the finals, and a big score on the board is something that is very important. What do you think would have been the thoughts of the management or captain, for that matter, for the entire batting unit to come together and perform in today's match?
I will hope that they tell them to continue doing what they have been doing, as you rightly said. After that first 3 loss, you just see that England cricket just start to improve. You see their at least 2 people from their top order have been getting run, and you see the middle order have start to step up. You look at the last game, and you see Dunkley been giving those extra 30, 40 runs in the middle that sort of, England did miss in the 3 games that they lost because their middle order wasn't producing or any runs in been doing. I know going their confidence. Yes, you can't go in this game thinking get just take back yourself.
Of course, I guess there's some technical issue from her end. Of course, we'll get her back, but let's just take quick predictions until we get back, Brittany. You don't want any heart attacks done today, of course. But who do you think is going to be the pick of the bowlers from South Africa? It's always difficult, I know, but one. Okay, you can just tell me the bowler who would give the first breakthrough to South Africa.
Well, I'll be hope Shibnam because she's taking the first over. So it'd be nice if she strikes first up. But no, again, it is difficult to pick a bowler, especially how the team has been going. Every game, a different person pick up their hands. But as I mentioned, I'd like to do. Well, I'd not like to see, but I know that Shabnam's going to lead the bowling attack really well, and Marizon's got a good, I guess, record against England and a lot of confidence going into this game. So yeah, it's always difficult for me, and then Aya as well. So class, I can go on and on and on.
obviously, and that's what it is when you know that the bowling has been in center whenever the team has done well. And of course, we saw the batting coming in good in the last match as well. So hoping to see more of it. But how much do you think is England putting on board for South Africa?
Well, I hope as little as possible. I'm hoping less than 200, but no, I think just for England's part, they need to get at least above 230 to 250 just to give themselves something to bowl to. But as I said, any runs in a final or I guess in a crunch situation, crunch match, still puts a batting lineup under pressure, and it'll be interesting to see what the conditions are as well. So, yeah, anything above 230 just to give themselves something to bowl to. Again, hopefully not a repeat from the previous game they played them, because again, I might not make it. So if you can't get a hold of me if it's a close game, just don't have any surprises.
But also, I wanted to ask you this, Dane, that in this kind of a match, semi-finals or finals, as a player, having a target in front of you, is that more helpful, or it's a bit of a pressure thing? Like what it is like, because sometimes the talks go around that just put boards put total on board and then go and defend it. And sometimes it is like it's better if you have a target inside so that you can plan your chase.
Yeah, well, it depends on how confident you are what you want to do, is it not? And it looks like the South African team's confident chasing, so I just think it's a World Cup semi-final. The pressure's high already. No matter what you do, no matter what you're chasing, the pressure's there. So yeah, it's not always easy having a target, and it's not always easy not having a target. So because you don't know what's a good score, and you don't know, if it's a high enough total to chase. So I just think it's about what you confident as a team, and backing that, and that's what I like to see about the South Africans at the moment. They're backing their strengths, and they're showing the confident unit they are at the moment.
Okay, then, and of course, to our viewers are sending in a viewer has sent in a message for you, Danny. If you can have a look at it, Tricia Reynolds is saying, "No, it will be close, and Danny, you will have a few heart-stopping moments before this game is done."
No, I can't take it. No, please be wrong.
Please be wrong. She hopes that doesn't happen. But coming to you, Britney, with the predictions of how much are South Africa chasing?
I would say 220.
220.
Yeah. South Africa bowling attack has been in real good shape, and you see that their part-time spinners been coming really good. That is saying, so we have been coming in the middle and bowling some really, really crucial overs, and you're seeing that confidence back in really good, positive, not for this game, but in the future.
Definitely. It would be interesting to see how the action unfolds. Defending champions versus the team that has been impressive in this tournament so far. So South Africa will bowl first. We'll see England take the charge with the bat first. Let's see how this first innings turns out. We'll, of course, pick up this conversation in the mid-show. Until then, you stay tuned to Women's Cricket Zone for all the updates on women's cricket.